Back on Sportsbit, big game breakdown continues. As always, live on sportsbookreview.com. Saturday night, CBS, Texans and the Patriots, 5:15 Pacific. New England, 16, 44.5 the total. Also a rematch here. The Texans went 2-6 on the road in the regular season. One of the wins in Jacksonville when Osweiler threw for 90 yards. That's it. And then they got Lamar Miller going. Luck had some key turnovers, and they won at Indy. It was 27-0 earlier in the season at New England on a Thursday night, and also Brissett got the start for the Patriots in that game. Texans, with a conservative game plan, did nothing on offense. They didn't reach New England territory until the fourth quarter, Teddy.
Yeah, and, we definitely want to put an asterisk by that because it was a short week. It was a Thursday night game, and it was coming off a huge win. They had playoff revenge versus Kansas City the previous Sunday, then travel for a Thursday night game. Certainly Houston didn't play very well, but when you don't reach Patriots territory until the fourth quarter, you let Jacoby Brissett score 27 on you, that's not your A game. So they got shut out the last time, but they didn't get shut out last week against Oakland. No, they did something that they hadn't been able to do all season long. They scored touchdowns in the red zone, 3 TDs in 3 tries. But other than that, I don't know if they solved any of their offensive issues against the Raiders. They still had the same problems that have been plaguing them for much of the campaign.
Yeah, and they got Lamar Miller back, and they couldn't get him going. Remember, he had a carry for 19 yards. You take that out, his other 30 carries went for 54 total yards.
Yeah, when you're getting less than 2 yards per on the majority of your carries. And, of course, the defense controlled the game. They got 10 points in the scoreboard on a couple of scoring drives that didn't need a first down. And then, of course, Osweiler kind of managed the game against a pretty mediocre defense. But when you're talking about a running game that couldn't get going against Oakland, it better get going here against New England, or it could be just as ugly this time as it was the last time.
Oh, excellent point. Oh, if they fall behind and they can't run the ball and Osweiler has to throw, holy cow. Again, the biggest point spread in the playoffs since 98. And our stat guy loves this. It bothers him that you see the talking heads in the national media talk about number one defense in the NFL, number one defense. Well, the Texans are number one for fewest yards allowed, but they also number one for fewest plays on the field. They face 73 fewer snaps than a league average team, which is the equivalent of playing less than 15 full regular season games. But the players did talk about how much it means to them that they were number one, so maybe you work harder and you play above your abilities, Teddy.
Yeah, look, the Texans defense was the dominant unit on the field last week. You look at why is Houston here. They haven't been a really good offensive team this season. They're here because that defense has been the dominant unit for them repeatedly. But, and the football outsiders, the advanced metric numbers say that Houston's got a very good defense, but not number one. The FBO advanced metric stats has them ranked number 8 in the NFL, but they're thinking like they're number one. The talking heads are going to say like they're number one. And oh, by the way, Tom Brady preparing for them like they're the number one defense in the NFL. Here's Brady's quote. "We're playing a really good team. We're playing a team that has earned this opportunity. They have the number one defense in the league. I studied them all day yesterday. They have a damn good defense. We put everything into it this week. We empty our tank in our practices. We empty the tank in our practices, which we always do. And then you come out at the end of the week with confidence, ready to go out there and show everyone that we're prepared and that we can play." Brady never gives anyone bulletin board material. Nothing but respect for Houston defensively.
Yes. What do you expect New England to do on offense here? As they get Amendola back, they should be ready to go off the bye as well. And it's certainly a different ballgame when you got Brady in there as opposed to Brissett. And who knows? Maybe they held on to some plays here with some trickeration if need be later in the game. And Blunt had the flu earlier in the week. How about that? No one talks about him. He had an unbelievable year running the ball and getting in the end zone.
Sure, but when we look at Brady and the New England offense, which has been a balanced offense all season, which has the ability to run clock, which has the ability to grind out first downs with the short passing game, which has the ability to hit home runs, even with the injuries they've suffered at the tight end position this season, Patriots offense, in my mind, trumps any defense in the NFL. But when we're talking about a 16-point spread, it matters that the opposing defense is really good. Let me read the Belichick quote here, because he's another guy who's really talking up this Houston Texans defense. Quote, "Again, a very athletic group. A lot of linebacker defensive end types that can run, are long, have good playing strength, quickness, good tacklers. well coached, good fundamentally, a lot of good players, talented, disruptive, do a good job in all areas. A good situational team, red area, third down, 2-minute, all of those situations, as well as just being a good, strong, stout defense on all downs. The one thing Belichick and the Patriots' offensive game plan really has to minimize in this contest is hits on Tom Brady. I don't think we'll see Brady in a ton of 7-step drops holding the football. I think the ball will get out of his hands quickly, which probably bodes well when it comes to play of the day time.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Go to sbrodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.